So here's the question that you should have done on your canvas. Notice that we cannot add these together. We need to alter one of the equations first. Looking at my x's, oops, this should be an x right here. Whoop, 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 whoop. That's an x. See how xy that is? Good. Notice now looking at my x's here, is there a number that I can multiply the 2 by to make it 6? And yes, it is. I can multiply this whole bottom equation by 3. So I have that as my first equation. It did not change. I multiply the 3 by all 3 of those terms, and I get negative 6x plus 9y equals negative 15. That puts me in a fantastic situation because that becomes 0. This becomes 7y, and this becomes negative 14, adding them all together. Solving for this equation now, we hit y equals negative 2. I have half of my solution. I then need to take that value and plug it into my favorite equation up there. I'm going to plug it into the top one this time. 6x minus 2 times negative 2 equals 1. Negative 2 times negative 2 makes positive 4. Subtracting 4 from both sides gives me 6x equals negative 3. And dividing both sides by 6 gets me x equals negative 1/2. So that is the x value of my solution. Again, that means that at the point negative 1/2, negative 2, which is right about there, is where these two lines intersect. Now, if you had a problem getting that one correct, make sure you seek out, excuse me, seek out some assistance on that. But let's move on to the next example. Now, the next example we have here is a little bit more complex. We're still going to solve by multiplication because notice, when I add these together, I don't eliminate anything. This becomes x. This becomes 7y. Not helpful. So let's go through and see if there's something that I can multiply to make it work. Is there anything that I can multiply negative 3 by, a whole number, to get 4? There is not. Is there a whole number that I can multiply 2 by to get 5? There is not. It doesn't have this simple setup that it had before, where one number worked automatically, which means we're going to have to change both equations because there isn't a single number that works. So I'm going to need to change both of the equations to be a certain number. So what we want to do is pick a variable that we want to eliminate. Let's go ahead and go with the x value for this time. What number can I make a 4 and a 3 become by multiplying? So we're basically looking for the lowest common multiple here. So what's a number that both 4 and 3 go into? In this case, it's 12. Let's make one of these 12 and one of these negative 12. So what number do I multiply 4 by to get 12? 3. And what number do I multiply negative 3 by to get negative 12? 4. So we're changing both of these equations now. 12x plus 15y equals 35 times 3, which is, 105? 4 times negative 3 makes negative 12x. 4 times 2 makes 8y. And 4 times negative 9 makes negative 36. And notice, after we changed both of the equations, we now have a situation right here with 12 and negative 12 that they can be eliminated. So now we add them together. That becomes 0. 15 plus 8 makes 23y. And 105 minus 36 makes 105 minus 6 makes 99. 99 minus 30 makes 69. Divide both sides by 23. We get y equals 3. So there's half of my solution. And then same as before, I'm going to take that value and I'm going to plug it in over here. I'm going to plug it into the top equation. 4x plus 5 times 3 equals 35. So that's 4x plus 15 equals 35. Subtracting 15 from both sides gives me 4x equal to 20. Dividing both sides by 4 gives me x equals 5. So my final solution, I lost my pen, there it is 5, 3. So again, we had an extra step on this one. We still used multiplication, but this time we had to use it to find a number that both of these would go into, right? We could have done the same thing with y and made this one 10 and this one negative 10. It would have worked out the same way. We just, again, we would have had to eliminate y first instead of the x. All right, I've got a practice problem like this one for you on your Canvas. Please go back and do that problem, and then come back and check out the next video to check your solution.